Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to the channel. You know it's your boy Anime King, and today we're going to be doing part 20 of What If Naruto was Madara's grandson. You guys completely destroyed the other light goal. I told you if you pass light goal in one day, you'll be getting next part as soon as possible. So if you pass this light goal in one day, you'll be getting next part tomorrow. Give this one 320 likes and you'll be getting the next part 21 tomorrow. Okay guys, subscribe, turn on that bell notification, stay posted, share this to your friends on all of your social media platforms. But for now, I'm out. Let's get straight into this part. Play the intro. So the last time we left off, Naruto killed his opponent, who we faced off against in the fighting battle in the Chunin exam, and he totally disrespected Kurenai sensei, telling her that she's not a good teacher to teach Hinata because she's babying her too much and she's treating like she's her daughter and she's the mother. She's not teaching her to be a ninja because in this ninja world, people die in battle. You should not baby them. Naruto went off and tell Kakashi that he's going to eat something when Kakashi asked him where he was going. So, start part 20. You guys can check out the playlist to check out the other parts if you haven't yet. Whoa, that was harsh, Uncle said. She turned her head to Kurenai. That was really harsh, but it was true. You need to stop acting like her mother. You cannot protect her forever. Kurenai didn't say anything. Naruto's last words really hurt her hard. What she will do if she died in this battle? What if Neji went too far? Or because Hinata is so weak, she died in the battle? She looked down at the arena as she gripped the railing with her hands and clenched it in anger. She looked down at her student with worry and concern in her eyes. Deep down, she had expected something like this to happen. Things aren't looking good for Hinata. She knew that Hinata wasn't ready to take the next step, but she let her in the exam with hope that she would succeed. The proctor had went into the ring to restart the match between the two Hyugas because it was stopped by the fight between Kiba and Naruto in the stands. "You guys may start again," he said, and walked away, and then poof, in a puff of smoke, he disappeared. Neji looked at Hinata with his cold eyes. "Forfeit, Hinata." "No, Neji, I won't retreat anymore. This time I will fight," Hinata said. She still had some confidence left because she hadn't yet heard Naruto's words. "Okay then, Hinata, prepare yourself," Neji said as he took his fighting stance. Neji ran towards Hinata and the two began to trade in blows, attack each other over and over, and both of their attacks are cancelling each other out. As the two were in a total deadlock, Hinata stood back and put all the force in her palm. She gave Neji a powerful strike, but Neji simply blocked her attack. The deadlock between the two continued until Neji saw his chance. He put his force into his hand and struck her right into his chest. She was sent pushing back a little bit and she was coughing up blood and squeezing and breathing heavily. But Hinata still didn't give up. She charged towards Neji again. Neji used his two fingers on his right and left hand and stabbed Hinata right in the top of her shoulder. As he was stepping back, he accidentally ripped her sleeve off to reveal multiple wounds. "What is that?" Sakura asked, curiously. Kakashi then decided to answer her question. Above the inner coil systems are 361 pressure points. called tenketsu. They are the size of tip of needle though. These are also called the opening points. And if you press these pressure points accurately, you can stop or increase your opponent's chakra flow. You can control however you want these opening points. He said, frankly speaking, even my Sharingan cannot see them. They looked down to see Hinata had tried everything in the fight, but she still couldn't stand up to Neji. Forfeit, Hinata, Neji said as he sent her flying away from him with a palm strike right below her heart. Hinata had fallen, her back slammed. She forcefully herself to get back up. No, I am not done yet, she said as she stared Neji dead in the eyes. Neji scoffed, seeing her useless effort. Acting tough is useless. You can barely stand, I can see that, he said in cold and harsh tones. Hinata started to cough up blood while struggling to stay on her feet. Neji told her to give up one more time. She shouted no. Neji then got mad and lifted his palm and started to run towards her to give her the final blow. Neji, this match is over, the proctor yelled. Before Neji could give Hinata the final blow, Guy, Asuma, Kurenai and Kakashi appeared around him to stop him. Neji, give it a rest, Guy said to his pupil while holding him from doing anything. Don't lose your head. Neji ignored him and glared at the others who came in to stop him. Neji started to wonder why did other Jonins jump in. Oh, this is special treatment because she is a part of the main family, he said in a hateful tone. Hinata started to scream and drop on the ground, coughing up blood. Hinata, Kurenai ran over her student who was like a daughter to her. She checked her condition. Worry started to leak all over her face. Hinata was having a heart attack now. Oh no, her heartbeat is erratic. She tilted her head at Neji and glared at him. He intended to kill her, Kurenai thought. Hinata coughed some blood again. Kurenai turned around and shouted at the medical team. What are you doing? Hurry, she yelled. The medical team hurried and rushed to Hinata's aid. At this rate, she won't last 10 minutes, one medical nin said. Take her to the emergency room as the medical team rushed off with Hinata. Time skip. The next fight was Rock Lee versus Gaara. Rock Lee and Gaara, please report to the arena floor, said the proctor for the exam. Gaara's sand covered him and he disappeared from his spot and appeared in the arena, while Rock Lee jumped from the high balcony and quickly landed in the arena before moving to face Gaara. The two stared at each other before the proctor asked, are you both ready? The both of them nodded. He said okay, begin. He jumped back and then disappeared. Lee faced Gaara and stood in his famous stance, with his left hand behind him in a fist and his right hand facing towards Gaara. Gaara looked at Lee calmly as his gore on his back started to pour his sand out like a circle around him. On the balcony, people started to watch and waited for the fight to start. Then, a voice sneaked up behind Kakashi. Interesting. Kakashi quickly turned around. Naruto? He was surprised by the boy's sudden appearance behind him. What? Kakashi thought in his mind. I didn't even sense him. He looked at Naruto. Even though he's standing right beside me, I cannot feel his chakra. What is going on? He thought, as he saw Naruto eating a rice ball. Have you forgotten about your poor hungry sensei? Kakashi said, with a funny look on his face. Naruto looked at Kakashi and took out a bento box from his pouch and threw it at him. Kakashi took the box and turned around, and then he turned back to face Naruto and said, it's good. That is why you're my favorite student. Didn't even reveal himself eating the rice ball. Sasuke and Sakura, they are a distance away from Naruto, but they are staring at him. They noticed that he brought food for Kakashi, but not them. When Naruto was about to look at them, they turned their head and looked down at the arena. So, Kakashi, what happened when I was gone? Naruto asked while walking up to Kakashi. He stood beside him and looked down in the arena. Oh, Neji won, Kakashi said, and he turned his head and took another bite. And after that, Dosu and Shikamaru and Kankuro are in the final match. Those three passed and won their battle, but this is the last match, Kakashi informed him. Naruto then looked down at the arena. Well, this match is not going to end good for Lee, with Gaara in that unstable QB inside of him. Kakashi's lone eye widened. He quickly looked at Gaara before turning back to Naruto. Are you sure about that? He said. Naruto nodded. Yes, that Kyuubi most notable ability is his sand manipulation, using it as an effective weapon and a shield, which is passed down to his container. Gaara's sand is very hard to penetrate, even for an experienced ninja. The only advantage Lee has is his speed. He then looked at Kakashi and said, also, get ready to save Lee. Gaara never leaves his opponents alive. Kakashi looked down at Gaara. He was in deep thought. While they were talking, the Genins, most of the Genins who could hear their conversation were wondering, what does Jinchuriki mean? And why does Kakashi-sensei look so worried after hearing it? Back to the arena with the fighting, Lee charged forward and attempted to strike Gaara, but his sand blocked every single attack. While Gaara was keeping Lee distracted, he was gathering and creating more sand from under the ground. Lee saw this and he jumped to the statue in the arena. He jumped on the highest finger. Lee, go ahead and take them off, Guy yelled. But Guy Sensei, you said never to do that unless I was defending the life of people who are precious to me, he yelled up. It's alright Lee, I will allow it, Guy said. Go ahead and take them off. Lee smiled joyfully, a huge grin on his face, and reached down to take off his orange leg warmers. When he took them off, it revealed the weights strapped to his cuff. He quickly pulled those off too. Sakura then said, what? Weights? What an old style method of training, Guy, Kakashi thought. Guy started to smile. Why doesn't he just use ninjutsu? Ino asked. She was confused as other Genin were wondering the same thing. Against someone like Gaara, ninjutsu would be a far more effective strategy. It is not that Lee do not want to use his ninjutsu, it is he cannot use any, Guy said while catching everyone's attention. Huh? Ino responded. Lee has almost no skill for ninjutsu or genjutsu, Guy finished. No way! Then how did he get this far? Sakura asked the question which all Genin want to ask, especially Sasuke. How did he get the power and skill to fight with me and defeat me? Sasuke thought. Guy started to go over it and explain to them that Lee do not know how to use ninjutsu or genjutsu, but in taijutsu, he has trained hard to come this way. Naruto overheard what Guy said and looked at Lee and looked at his weights and said, maybe I can use these weights to increase my speed further, but I already used the gravity seal instead of the weights. The weights are good, but they will affect my taijutsu style. Back in the arena, Lee took off the weights and they dropped to the ground, creating a huge dust effect. Now Lee, go on and do your thing, Guy said. Gaara then blinked as he felt a fist nearly impacted his face. He turned around to see what happened, but then his eyes widened in shock when he felt another kick near his stomach. Gaara was safe until Lee came from above and drop-kicked Gaara right in the head, shocking everyone from the village hidden in the sand. Impossible! This kid hit Gaara. Temari and Kankuro thought. It was like no one ever ever touched Gaara before in a battle. Hmm, impressive, Naruto thought. Okay, I'm going to use this training method of Lee to make myself even more faster. He was impressed by Lee's speed, and impressing this new Naruto wasn't easy. Gaara's face cracked and Sans fell, revealing a demonic expression, but it was quickly replaced by a stoic one. He started to send his sand out to grab and attack Lee. Lee dodged a huge hand of sand, but a spear of sand stabbed him right in the ankle. Lee gasped as a huge hole in his leg, but he began to open the first gate at this point. He then charged at Gaara with a immense speed and kicked him up in the air and then appeared behind him, wrapping him around with bandages. "Primary Lotus," he shouted. "It is over," Sakura said. "No, look closely," Naruto answered. Lee looked over and thought that it was over, but when the sand cleared, he saw something emerging from the sand in the huge crater in the dead center. "What? But how?" he asked. He couldn't think that Gaara escaped from his technique. Then Lee heard some laughter from his left. When he turned around, he saw Gaara emerging from the sand. "You are strong," Gaara said. "You make me feel alive," as he blasted sand towards Lee. Lee was too tired after opening the first gate as he smashed right into the wall and screamed in pain. After a while, the sand lets up and everyone could see Lee's arm and his torso was bleeding heavily. "It seems that," Lee said as he coughed up some blood, "you are a more than worthy opponent, so I will take this seriously." The third gate, Gate of Life, "Open," Lee said as he shouted, and he began to turn even red. Kakashi then questioned Guy, "Just how many, Guy? How many of the 8 inner gates can that kid open?" Guy closed his eyes and showed him 5 fingers. "5 gates," he said. Kakashi looked at Guy like he was crazy. "You of all persons know that that technique is truly dangerous," he said. Guy looked over at Kakashi and gave him a big smile and said, "This kid is determined to get strong. I told him of the dangers, but he didn't care. He will be okay," as Guy gave Kakashi a big thumbs up. Lee opened the third gate, then he disappeared in a swirl of dust before reappearing under Gaara and kicking him up in the air. He continued to kick Gaara up and up. He then appeared above him and punched him. He then disappeared in a burst of speed and reappeared under Gaara. He kicked him and continued to beat him senseless. The sound of Lee's muscles tearing could be heard, but he ignored the pain and kept on beating Gaara senseless. Lee then shouted, "The 5th gate, Gate of Limit, open!" "Reverse Lotus," Lee said. Immediately after opening the 5th gate, he smashed Gaara into the floor. He then collapsed on the ground, holding his right ankle that was bleeding very heavily. "You have to stop this madness," Kakashi said, as he didn't want to see this talented boy die for nothing. "No, Lee can still fight," said Guy. "So, you want to see your student sacrifice his life for a useless match? What a waste of talent," Naruto said. Catching Guy and Kakashi's attention, "You are his teacher. You should have explained him the right time to use a forbidden technique like that, and the right place to sacrifice in a war or a mission. Sacrificing your life for your village or something, not for a useless exam. Death of a hero, more like death of a fool," Naruto said. Guy didn't know what to say on this. He clenched his fist and tightened his jaw as he looked at his favorite pupil, Lee. His face looked worried. Kakashi couldn't help but stare as Naruto, first Kurenai, now Guy, he has done it again. Like Kurenai, he has managed to change the view of the person with his own words. He thought Naruto will become a good leader someday. Gaara stood up like nothing hasn't happened to him. His girth on his back has turned into sand at the last minute, saving him from not getting knocked out unconscious. He raised his hand to the side and said, "Sand coffin." Sand started to close around Lee's right leg and right arm. Before he could kill Lee, a green blur swiped away Lee. It was Guy. Guy has given up seeing his student in distress. He couldn't shake away Naruto's words. He couldn't just watch as Lee died. Why? Gaara asked. He couldn't understand why anyone wanted to save the boy. He was going to lose. He was worthless. Because he's my student and precious to me, Guy said, after taking Lee to the emergency room. Couple of minutes later, Hokage, Aibaki, Anko and the proctor for the exam then announced who is going to fight in the last match in the Chunin exam. It was Shikamaru and Temari, Sasuke and Gaara, Shino and Kankuro, Naruto and Neji, and those two was going to fight the winner of the first match. With this, you are all dismissed. Any question? The Hokage asks. Since this is a tournament, that means that only one person can become a Chunin? Shikamaru asks immediately. No, this tournament is judged by lots of judges, myself included. If someone has the qualities in which we believe, we can declare him fit to a Chunin. Then that person will be promoted even if he loses the battle. So that means we all can become Chunins, Temari stated. Or none of us, Naruto said. So with that, you are all dismissed until a month from now. But guys, I'm gonna end right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Turn on that bell notification, stay posted. But I'm out for now guys. Peace.